Hey everyone, it's Ross from Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club. Tonight is the last episode that we're recording of this amazing journey we've been on with Mausritter. After months of building alliances, journeying, helping the mice communities across the Dimwood Forest, the time has come to face Mr. Ocax once and for all. I hope you've enjoyed our journey so far. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to the end of the Poppy Mausritter campaign. Mausritter by Isaac Williams at Losing Games is a role-playing game about tiny mice that must brave a world of towering trees, forests of grass, giant houses, and slimy snake holes in search for treasure and alliances to help their mouse community. Welcome to our adventures. We play the role of heroic mice set in the world of Poppy by Avi. The Mice of Greyhouse are suffering and threatened by the owl, Mr. Ocax. Can we find a way to settle them into a new home? Or will we perish under the claws of the powerful beasts that prowl the Dimwood Forest? Stick around to find out.
I think everyone was here last week.
I got the notes, but just in case anybody's watching, a brief recap might be good to do anyway.
Okay. So, a brief recap. Does anyone want to, I guess it would be either Rue or Elijah or Bruni, do any of you want to recap what happened last week?
As I recall, we went to the temple.
Okay, so we went to the temple. We got some more information regarding the I actually forgot what we talked about the temple, but basically after that we head off and search for the fox, and we went off to, I think it was like somewhere like in the north or someplace like that, where we found a region where it's like a hiking trail essentially for humans, and we found a bunch of traps, and eventually found like a place where the humans basically set up camp. We found like the fox caught in one of their traps, and we did successfully manage to go ahead and talk to the fox and be able to convince us not to eat us, but we helped get the fox out of the trap. And with that, the fox in gratitude got us out of there. We got us all to their hole. They became friends with the fox and her children, and just slept there overnight while we waited, because we were basically far out and Mr. Ocax was still soaring about overnight. So we made friends with the fox. I think we were like in the process of, we stopped before we officially were going to make a deal with the fox to harass Mr. Ocax, but we never reached that point because we were on to like wait till next time for that. So beforehand, we all got acquainted. Right now, we're just like in the process of getting in a deal with the fox to get us to attack Mr. Ocax and see if like what the fox needs or anything to help be able to do that. Or that's off the top of my head. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting other details or not. But if anybody else has any other input or not.
Yeah, the fox seemed to be she was concerned about Mr. Ocax and her kids. And so she seemed to be quite amenable to the idea, but we hadn't quite put it into, action yet, or what our actual plan was with regards to. She had an idea about perhaps using us as bait to draw him in, and then she would try to attack him. That was her thought. But we hadn't actually set that in, actions. The word's coming to mind, but it's not quite the right word.
Yeah, you happen to get her at good time for you, bad time for her. She was willing to pretty much make any deal to not get caught. She's already stuck in a trap, and they'll get my kits if I don't get out. Barely got her out in time because they were incoming. And she took off in the woods. She healed her paw, which she'd injured, and took you back. She had her kits promise not to eat you, your friends, not food. And it was kind of awkward, but she allowed for all of you to stay in her lovely den overnight and sleep with foxes. Probably not anything on a mouse's to-do list. They slept on one side, most of the mice slept on the other. You did at night, though, hear what you presumed to be an owl but being that she was in front of the den, there was no way he could get in. He does not feel safe in her forest any longer, as the hunters are there, and she wants to move her kits. But the owl would be a problem with that, and he also would make a very tasty lunch for them if she can find out where he sleeps, where he roosts at night. She offered 2 ideas, unless the party has a better suggestion. A, you somehow find a way to lead her to him. However, if he is trailing you, he may notice your new friend. Option B, it would be very easy to set up with, if someone were to volunteer to get his attention. He would never see anyone coming from the side. She hears you, her reflexes would be quite fast enough. However, even without using the words, she's talking about bait, someone being bait, to get his attention at night while she takes him out. That would require a lot of trust. He did, however, let you think it over. She doesn't want it discussed in front of the kids because they don't need to know about the cranky fluff problem. So she's distracted them with a fresh kill in the morning. She put it off to the side, and they're over there munching on it, and she happened to bring the party back some fresh blackberries, which she's placed off to the side, and went in and woke up everyone to have breakfast and to discuss potential solutions to the mutual owl problem. So you wake up in the morning, and first thing you see is a fox head in this little den that you're sleeping in. It doesn't quite smell as bad as porcupine, but it doesn't, smell homey. The sun is up. It's crisp and clear, but it looks like it's probably going to be a hot day. He beckons you out of the hole to come have breakfast and asks how everybody slept last night.
This is the fox.
Yes. Her name, by the way, is, as a reminder, her name is Leaper, I believe.
Yeah.
Where did I put her? Yes. Her name is Leaper.
Pearl is like, her fur is like spiky and wet and matted, and she's shaky, and she says, "Not well at all."
Yeah, Hazel's about the same. As I recall, Hazel and Pearl kind of slept as far away as possible from the foxes the night before, and she's like wiping the crusties out of her eyes and looking really blurry, and because she didn't sleep too well.
So it seems like this might be it, friends. Someone needs to be bait. And I look over to Jerry.
Not it.
And I say, Jerry, you are bravest of us. And you bear
No, I'm not.
You bear this magic sword. It's clear that you are a great warrior. And then I reach to see, I'm like, can I see your sword?
Sure, but I mean, the only thing I'm brave against is just rats, and there was the time the snake attacked us, and I panic attacked that. I'm not brave to fight anything else. If it was rats we were fighting, gung-ho, then yeah, absolutely, I'm brave, I'll fight rats all day, but Mr. Ocax, no!
I think you don't give yourself enough credit, but I also think that the mice that are left here and the changes and the giants we've seen, we aren't going to just have an owl problem, and they're going to need you. So I'll do it. I'll try to get his attention.
What?
Yeah, I mean, we'll need you all. You all are very important. I mean, look at, Hazel, like, you know how to ride rabbits, and the mice of Cherry Grove have lost their connection to rabbits, and it could serve all of the mice between Cherry Grove to New Barn to what is it called? New Barn or New House? New House?
New barn.
New Barn.
Or old.
And I mean, Lotus, you're a mouse from Creekside, and if all these mice work together, it could be a lot better, and we wouldn't have what happened at Greyhouse. But so yeah. Now I'm gonna say, out of character, I think it should be Poppy. but I don't know actually. But she seems obvious because, I mean, Pearl's not going to say it, but Poppy is already a target and he hates her, so that seems like a good fit.
She's typically like the first mouse that disobeyed him, so it's like, yeah, like all of us are the OGs, but Poppy was like that she's the one. It started with her.
Right.
This is going to speak up, and he's Pearl, it can't be you, Pearl. I mean, well, we need you, and we just met Sherry, and think of all you could do to get a school started. Why, you could teach geography and art, and wouldn't be the same without you if anything were to happen to you. No.
Well,
I know. I mean, no offense. I know Leaper's on. Did I lose everybody?
No, I could still see you.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, now you're.
I know Leaper says she's quick on her feet, but if we're going to do the whole bait thing, do we need to have a contingency plan?
How so? What do you mean? Oh, you're coming back. I think you're back. You left and now you're back. She's gonna try reach. Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Sorry. Yeah, you were saying.
Sorry, I've narrowed it down to being a Discord problem. That Discord is not being particularly helpful with getting it.
Yep. Yeah. So you were saying a backup plan. Pearl says, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like a backup plan.
Well, I don't know. Marigold's got bat magic, and with this, Poppy kind of looks around. Oh no, he's got punchy things.
How would we put all that together? What would we come up with?
And she kind of looks at it for a second, and then she looks back. I have to think about that. I'm not a porcupine.
Well,
we stick the porcupine quills in us, maybe? I mean, that would hurt, but it also hurt Mr. Ocax. I mean, but still.
Jerry, I think the idea is to just get him in Mr. Ocax. Certainly we can use them as weapons, but being little and on the ground, I don't know how we could lure him into something. I hate this. Maybe if the mouse that is bait lures Mr. Ocax into a area where the mouse is trapped. Hear me out. If it's against, let's say, a stump or something surrounded on three sides, then we can trap what's in front of, me. That's the only way I can think of that we could trap something. And he's liable, especially if it has an overhang, to need to land and to deal with us on the ground.
Most definitely, whatever we do, we need to get him on the ground because Leaper won't she could try to get him out of the air, but she's going to have 100% more success rate if he's on the ground.
So we should maybe look for something like a log or a stump or something that's surrounded on ideally 3 sides. There's plenty of old rotten logs and stumps in the Dimwood Forest. And
Jerry,
then,
what do you think?
yeah.
You're the hero here. You gotta be. You got the sword in the stone. So.
Well, I have the sword now.
Oh, okay. You got the sword. Okay, so.
I said Pearl wants Jerry to live because Jerry's too important.
Jerry is the cornerstone of this cult.
Right.
Sorry, it's
I literally haven't even done anything. I've just beaten stuff up. That's what I did.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, Jerry. After all this is over, after the Owl Wars end, you can fish again. I mean, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Maybe things will be brighter in the future.
Or you could fish on the back of a bat.
I don't see how that's gonna work out, but I guess we'll figure that out when we meet the bats officially, but sure.
Look, I don't mean to be accused of blasphemy, Lotus, but none of us have actually seen a bat yet. Well, okay, we saw the things flying in the night, but hopefully those were bats, but I'm just saying we haven't found them. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't lose faith in the bats.
You should never lose faith in the bats, okay? They're here. They're guiding us on this journey. Marigold is their prophet. We are all part of the great destiny.
Okay. All right. Well, even with the guidance and protection of the bats, I think we ought to make a trap in the ground with all the spiky things we've got and cover it up so Mr. Ocax is forced to land in front of a log or a stump.
At this, Marigold is kind of preening herself. She's kind of forgotten she's with a fox because you guys are talking about bats again and how amazing they are at bat magic. And so she's kind of fluffing her fur and she's feeling excited. And then she goes, I have a tablet. I could use that as backup.
Yes. We should use everything possible. If I'm going to be trapped against that stump, if the fox can't make it in time, everybody should use everything you can. I'll take whatever help if that happens.
And Poppy
an attack from behind.
Puts her paw. Poppy puts her paw on Pearl. Pearl, I already lost one friend to this thing. You can't face it by yourself. I'm not losing you too. So if you're going to be there, I'm going to be there with you.
Well, all right. I think everybody ought to hide away from the trap. And then when Mr. Ocax has to land in order to get to me, then hopefully the trap works. Hopefully the fox comes. All of that doesn't work. Then you guys come up out of the leaves and use bat magic. Your mic switched, I think. Yeah, like on Discord. Oh, I think you might be back. It was weirdly far away for a second.
You're back.
Very quiet.
How's that?
It's a little better.
Very quiet.
Have you turned all the way up?
It's so far away and I can't extend it.
Interesting. You might, in Windows, you might actually bring up your microphone setting and you can actually increase the gain manually too.
Oh, I will fiddle with that, but in the meantime, we are discussing how to bring in Ocax and take him down, right?
Yeah. So here, I'll draw it, okay? This is my thought. Y'all tell me what you think. It shouldn't be too hard to find like a stump, some kind of thing that's covered on 3 sides, right? So this hopefully will force Ocax to actually land. That's the key. And then the thing that does that is going to be a mouse here that's making him mad, that's defying him. And hopefully when he lands, we'll cover the area in front of it with a trap. Meanwhile, you guys are hidden. And then hopefully our fox ally comes. So steps are, number 1, mouse makes him mad. Number 2, he lands in a trap. Number 3, fox comes if that doesn't work. And lastly, number 4, bat magic if that doesn't work.
Here we go.
Oh, am I on the right page?
I just moved it to the right page, I think. I think now everyone can see drawing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure you're in a Jacewood picture. I just got to figure out which one.
Oh, my bad.
What?
So we are, Poppy's kind of reiterating this to make sense. So we are backed up against the stump, so he can't come at us from behind. And when he comes at us, we're trying to get him on the ground, and the fox tries to take him out, and if she doesn't, then we do.
Right. It'll just be me. That way it just seems like an obvious, obvious prey, no chance, and then hopefully just defying him will be enough to anger him. And then hopefully that will also make it to where he doesn't see you all and doesn't notice the trap. But really, hopefully, Leaper, I hope you can make it and get him.
What if we build Leaper? Has anybody seen technically what a bat looks like? Because what if we put this is just for when Leaper comes in to save the day. We could put wings on Leaper's back. And so that way Leaper looks bigger than Mr. Ocax when Leaper jumps in to save Pearl. And that might scare Ocax enough to where it gives us the moment to strike.
I'm kind of hoping the fox strikes. That's what I'm hoping for. Like a missile, like a ground-to-ground missile, just zoom, and just tumbles into that thing and just takes him. That's my hope. But
Yeah.
Because us little mice trying to do the fight that's not ideal.
No, but we could be there as backup.
Oh, yeah.
We do have the
No, I mean...
snake here.
Oh, yeah, no, sure. Yeah, anyways. That's my... What do y'all think? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask Leaper if she's willing to wear the honored... bat paraphernalia. We could talk to her about the bats and tell her about their good word.
We could. Long may they reign.
Yes.
Are we 100% sure that Leaper is the creature we're looking for? Not just to, not to throw a wrench into the mix or anything, but...
Well,
I mean, the prophecy was that it was a creature that would climb up to his nest and attack him there. And this doesn't match the prophecy. So that's the only thought I'm having.
Well, can Leaper climb? Now,
I don't know. Can you climb, Leaper?
Uh-oh.
Oh, Leaper's gone.
You guys are working on it. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
Leaper died. No.
No, Leaper, come back.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I was just asking Leaper if she could climb.
Oh, yes, Leaper, absolutely. She kind of stares at you like it's an odd question. Oh, I can't. I mean, it's not the most efficient way to get food, but I can climb a tree.
Okay.
Like, I can chase a squirrel up a tree if I think if it's worth the time.
Oh, okay.
Or run up it to get away from something.
Oh, okay.
Why do you ask?
Oh, the prophecy we were given about the creature we were to seek in the Jayswood. It said that the creature we were in search of would climb the tree up to Mr. Ocax's home and attack him there. And that's why I was asking.
That kind of scares you. Well, I don't know about prophecies, but I can't climb trees and I don't like owls, so I guess those two things are true. But I will do my best to help get rid of him. Well, I can try to get him, but now that you mention it, if I don't get him in my first go, it'd be put you in a bit of trouble, wouldn't it?
Potentially. Hazel's gonna look at Pearl and very concerned.
Poppy's kind of looking, thinking, well, if he gets close to us, we probably, I don't know how good our little swords would be, but we still have these, and she's kind of holding up her quill. Must be long enough to stick him before he sticks us.
Definitely, we should pick those things up and form a phalanx if yeah, that's the, yeah.
Yes. Since this sounds like this is going to be the plan for Pearl to be bait into a log for Mr. Ocax to follow, hopefully he's dumb enough to follow, or gets mad enough to follow. We gotta have some way to maybe make sure he can't fly, or maybe some kind of a trick, like maybe to make a reference, we could just indoor him, get like some traps built, so when he's coming to swoop in, he triggers the traps and maybe gets injured a little bit, even if it just tickles him, maybe.
Poppy has been a voice up. I know you want to make sure he goes for it, and well, I know he doesn't like any of us, but he especially hates me. So if I'm with Pearl, and he's so mad at us, especially me for not dying that night. I think he'd go for it, maybe, or pay less attention to everything else if I was there.
Well, if Poppy's going, Oliver will insist that Poppy wears heavier armor. Just in case.
Yeah, for sure. You guys have any heavier armor?
I think the heaviest is Chicory, and he's a bigger mouth.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Gary, you got some heavy armor?
No.
It's just a fisherman, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mouse, I mean.
I have literally been surviving by just the nick of the fur I got.
Hey, so is King Arthur, okay? He wasn't even after brave. He didn't fight a basilisk, did he?
I'm not the characters from your book you can read. I can't even read, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
You said Arthur could read.
Well, hey guys, or I'm sorry, mice. Hey, listen, now's not the time to fight. We gotta stay together. Okay.
Marigold is probably going to let Bruni borrow her quill since she's going to be on standby with the tablets if needed. So this way, if Bruni needs a, because I think Bruni and Cherry didn't end up with quills because we picked those up just before we got to the Salt Lake. So everyone else would have a quill.
Yeah.
quills are basically spears, right? 'Cause I got a bow and arrow.
They're think of it like a spear but longer. Like the mice have been kind of carrying them on their belts, and it drags behind kind of alongside their tail. But they're full size like porcupine quills that he dropped out of excitement when he showed them the salt lick the first time, and they've just been carrying them around because.
So they've totally not been just leaving a huge trail for Mr. Ocax to follow.
Well, we're not very huge, but yeah, he's kind of followed us, hasn't he?
Just like 8 lines in the dirt.
On a side note, we had snow this week, and yes, mouse do leave tail trails.
Nice.
Because we literally saw the
Extra
feet, and there's
gross.
a tail trail behind it, and it's just like, that would be very easy to follow if you're looking for one.
Like in real
It's
life,
not just 4 little feet.
in real life, I find mice really gross. Actually, they're like, ugh, I don't like it. I mean,
My kids found one outside, and it's just like this cute little, like, it was tiny and colored like one of ours, but we noticed they do leave tail trails with their feet. I'm like, I'm fine with you out there, just not in.
I think that's
here.
where I'm at on it. If I see them
But
outside, then I'm like, oh, you're cute. But if they're
outside,
like,
they're cute, but I'm like, oh,
leaving-
you do leave a trail.
yeah.
So yeah, they would have their tail trails and their porcupine quill trails, so they would be.
Well, what do you think, Leaper? Does this sound like a good plan? Do you think you could, after get ready to leap as soon as we, as soon as this owl lands at the base of a tree?
So is there a plan to build a? Like I was thinking, if we could find a fallen tree.
Yeah,
Or a
I
stump
agree.
that is.
No,
That would be prime because it'll have some sort of overreaching. But then I was like, is our plan to then dig a pit trap in front of it and cover it with leaves? Is that what you were talking about doing?
Yes. Yeah, and,
Okay.
and what you're saying, I think, is the ideal is finding something that's like has 3 sides,
Yeah.
or like an old human shed would be amazing, or something like that. But I think, or like a tree that's fallen on its side and whatever, anything like that. Yeah.
Because they definitely have that sort of 3-sided thing. Because they also, when they uproot, will dig a hole kind of underneath them too. That kind of gives you a little bit of
A defilade. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're gonna dig in. Yeah, that sort of thing would be perfect. And then all the mice kind of like, we have like a trap on the near side of it, and then all the mice are like behind that, ready to pop out with those quills and with the spell. That's, but hopefully the fox does the job, like, because bats help us.
Marigold, what tablets do you have? I don't remember.
Let's see. Where did I put? So Marigold has several tablets. I don't think she has. Oh, here it is. I don't think she has a healing tablet, but she has. Someone else is carrying heal. She has, or she would have. You guys would have gotten it back because Cherry had it. So she would have gotten it back before he went back for research. So magic missile, invisibility, darkness,
Okay.
and be understood.
Right. And how many charges are on the magic missile?
Don't know that we recharged it, and have we used it since we recharged it last? I don't think we've used it since we last recharged.
I don't remember it being used since that run-in with the birds.
So I would think I would have like at least 1 charge on it, I would think.
Well, you
We
guys,
used it
it was recharged after that in Cherry Grove. I remember that.
Yeah.
So if it hasn't been used since then, it has all its full charges. So that's.
It's been used once at on the ground squirrel.
Oh, right. Okay, so there's 2 then.
And that was a 5, so it was used there, but it was recharged at Cherry Grove after the Hawks.
Right, so there's 2 left then.
So you still have 2 uses of magic missile left.
Okay. And what about darkness and invisibility?
Darkness was recharged,
Okay.
and I believe, where did I just put that? Invisibility was recharged
Okay.
because you were able to recharge those in the tree. One tablet we stuck in the closet for 3 days, and the other one someone held while they were napped. It was really hard.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know if this is metagaming. Forgive me. I'm getting used to metagaming a lot though. But in this game, a surprise attack is done at D12 damage because damage is automatic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it is devastating.
If you're
you
ambushing,
can-
it would definitely be a surprise attack, and that would help against a owl.
If Marigold stands nearby and casts darkness if this all works as intended, as Ocax is coming into land to grab Poppy and Pearl, cast darkness, it might startle Mr. Ocax if falls into the pit trap, which probably just tickles him because he's a massive dragon owl. And then Leaper comes in for the ambush.
Mm-hmm. It would actually, as long as the darkness doesn't cover Leaper, the tablets is total darkness, and owls need at least dim light to see, which is why they don't go in caves.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I'm thinking darkness.
So that would blind him effectively.
Yeah, but we don't want Leaper blinded. I was actually thinking, what about if we cast invisibility on whichever mouse is playing as bait the second that he lands? That would really confuse him.
Mm.
And they potentially could escape.
Or Leaper.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't see a fox. That could be.
That's true. We could try putting invisibility on Leaper instead.
That would give Leaper an advantage.
Huge advantage.
Attack, but he can't see.
Yeah.
How long does it last? Do we know?
It lasts. Makes creatures invisible for D6 turns.
Oh wow. Okay.
Movement reduces it by 1 turn. So if you cast it on or she attacks him, that's 1 less turns. But
that's all
so
she
far
needs.
we've had good luck with that. Yeah.
It's a little complicated too because this means that Marigold or someone with high will is going to have to be away from the group. The reason I say that is that we won't have the time to cast it in advance, but it has to be cast soon.
Yeah.
So
Marigold volunteered to do tablets because bat magic.
Yes.
So I suppose there might be
as good as Hyson Slay does because she's got magic when it comes to dice.
That creates like a fifth order of battle here with Marigold because she would have to. I don't know if that makes sense, but if she were like sitting right here waiting, she'll have to wait her round in order to do it. So, and then also she's not doing magic missile if that happens. But like anybody can try the bat magic.
Yeah, what constitutes a high willpower?
Our highest willpowers, according to my stat list, is Marigold, Hazel, and Poppy tie at 11.
Yeah.
And then the only higher one, and he's not with us today, is Cherry at 12.
Okay. Yeah,
Hazel, can you do the bat magic?
I can. I mean, I've used the Be Understood before, and if it's the same principle, I should be able to use. Yeah. So I was going to offer to, if Marigold will entrust me with, one of the tablets, we could tag team.
Nice.
Oh, she's hanging around her, and as a pupil of the bat magic, she's sure you can definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to take steal her glory or thunder by taking magic missile, but I'll happily take one of the other ones from her, either the darkness or the invisibility.
Right.
And
well, invisibility and darkness, you guys are talking about not casting at the same time.
Yeah.
So either you could cast invisibility or she could, and then she would have magic missile and you would have darkness.
Right.
If you have to cast it in the heat of battle.
Right. I don't know. Whatever one she thinks is best as keeper of the tablets.
She's totally fine with sharing, and she's excited that someone else is. this into the bat magic with her, and she believes that you're strong enough holder of the faith of the bat. That you most definitely can do this.
I'm a great believer in the bat magic.
We will light one of our match torches as a signal once Ocax is there.
Yeah. All right. So which one did she give me?
She's going to entrust you with. She's going to hold on to the heal and magic missile in case someone gets hurt, and then
Okay.
you'll have invisibility and darkness.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they both have 3 uses on them. You just don't want to roll a 6.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna roll or if she is, but
Yeah, she's good at rolling perfect 5s I think pretty much every single time she has rolled a 5 for these tablets.
yeah.
So.
Does anybody want to take a roll of twine? I have to make space for the other tablet.
We have beetles.
Oh yeah,
All
beetles.
We got 2
All right.
beetles, which
Okay.
may possibly want to be out of the way during combat. We'll see, unless you guys have a plan for them.
Okay. Well, I will hand over one of my roll of twines to the beetle, and rolls of twine, I should say, to the beetle, and then I'll have space for my tablets. And yeah, we have lots of twine potentially for trap making.
The twine. Oh, let's make an anchor, because not everybody can have a. Yes, this would be great. And speaking of him flying and not flying, let's, because you're going to have the tablet instead of the quill, and Marigold won't have her quill. So if we can just try to anchor him to the ground, that would be good.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I would say that Bruni, as a you're from Creekside, and the Creekside mice are skilled with the weaving of twine. While it may not be your specialty, you would have a general enough know-how to make a decent knot, or just like tie it together to make a net or something if you needed to in a jiffy. Might not be the best holding one, but it would work in a pinch.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Yeah. So we could potentially make some sort of trap that'll catch his feet when he comes down, right? And then it would hold him.
Yeah, like if. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was thinking if we can catch him around the neck and just leash him.
That sounds like a Jerry. I'm just kidding.
Jerry, you're the
I mean,
hero.
no. Listen, if you're gonna volunteer to leap on Mr. Alcox's neck and try to rope him, it's gonna be you, Lotus. You're gonna do it. But that's
So
phase.
you do have to. Just a reminder: keep in mind proximity with the tablet.
Indeed.
Because if you are on an owl when a tablet is discharged. Though I could see Jerry being able to do it if he can cast a fishing line that well.
Either way, that's kind of phase 3.
He might be able to cast a rope theoretically using a casting technique as a fisherman.
Phase 1, bait Mr. Alcox into chasing Pearl and Poppy. Phase 2,
Fox.
get Leaper in there.
Yeah.
Fox.
Hopefully that's it right there. Hopefully that's the end.
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping for. We don't want to go to phase 3.
Yeah.
Phase 3.
Invisible Fox Phase 2. End of story.
Yeah.
Bounder does want a code word for this tablet, though, because she said a fox that she knew, he won't own up to it, but he had a run-in with something he was hunting, and it did not end well for him.
Oh, wow.
And she's starting to wonder with these magic tablets you guys are talking about if he might have run into something like this.
Oh.
And wants a warning before you discharge one, so she's not there on the owl when.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Well, like hopefully if the fox is on the owl, that's good. we're probably good there. That's if the fox is
Yeah.
not on the owl. That's the problem.
Yeah, if she misses and he takes flight or something, that's when we would be wanting to fire magic missile at him, not
She
when
just
she's
doesn't want to
making-
pounce on him when you're getting ready to. So if you could yell something random so she doesn't
Oh.
get toasted.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has been so kind to us and so very willing to be helpful that we would never do that to her.
Now, Lotus, you should totally take your rope or twine or whatever, and if he tries to fly, like run up and try to mount the owl. Like you should totally go for it. This is your moment.
I'm quite happy to hand over my my twine to Oliver or whomever wants to
I keep saying
do
Lotus.
something with it.
I thought your character's name was Lotus.
It
No,
is
that-
Lotus. Or no, Hazel.
I'm Hazel.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Glenn, are you not Lotus?
Lotus
No,
is the mouse that you guys stayed with in Creekside.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that as Glenn.
She and her husband
Okay.
are there.
Is it Oliver?
Yes, it's Oliver.
Okay.
So we have Oliver, and then Oliver, Jerry, Hazel, Poppy, Marigold,
Yep.
Juice,
Pearl.
and then Pearl, and then
Chicory, gooseberry, thistle,
Yeah.
and one other.
Squint.
Squint. I'll put him down.
and you can mark down a porcupine quill temporarily for Oliver's stash because Marigold's going to be focusing on her tablet, and it'll be hard to switch from that to wield it real quick in a pinch. So
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
All right, let's do it.
all right.
Well, we have to wait for tonight, though, don't we?
So it is. You've been talking about this for a bit with her. It is mid-morning. The fox leaper asks if you have a place in mind for this, because she certainly doesn't want to do it near her den. She's going to tell her kits to she's going to take them to her backup den and hide them well so that the hunters don't find them and the owl doesn't find them. So she's going to leave you at her den for a bit and take her kits to a safe place and then come back and see if you guys have a spot in mind to
Well,
go.
In our travels thus far, have we seen any fallen trees that might potentially work as a place for our trap to set up?
There was a meeting place, but it's maybe far away, and I don't know if she can help us get there. But there was literally like a place, let me look at my notes, that specifically they used to go and meet Mr. Ocax. And
And there is a fallen tree up there. There's a log up on that hill.
that would make him really mad, I think, which is also...
Plus, it is the spot where he attacked Poppy and got her boyfriend, so it would be bringing it all back to where it started.
Full circle. This sounds like a prime location. How far is it from where we are?
Bannock Hill.
So if you were to walk there from where you are, it would literally, without a fox to ride, you wouldn't get there until after dark. If you are riding her and she's using stealth to steer clear of any crow sounds or whatnot, because I'm guessing you would fill her in on that little tidbit.
Oh yeah.
As a fox, she could probably have you there in a matter of hours.
Okay.
Maybe 4 hours. She could sneak it because she has to pass by Creekside, but she gives it a wide berth because otherwise it terrifies all the mice. And she promised you she won't eat any mice, but going directly through Creekside could prove very difficult not to. So going around through Newfield, along the tar road across Dimwood Forest, it's kind of a zigzag pattern. And then she would be a bit exposed in an area scurrying up to Bannock Hill. And if you go up to the top of the hill underneath one of his watch trees, there's a log not too far away on top of the hill, which was where Poppy actually took shelter the night that they were dancing.
Right.
My vote is the log on the hill by the watch tree. If we can get there in time, maybe he won't be there. We can just set up our trap. And then just, Poppy and Pearl can just bang their drums and, call on Mr. Ocax. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, we'll dance. He hates joy.
He does. Free will.
Dancing one more time for Ragweed. Poppy will do it.
Yes, it sounds
He's
like
the
an
plan.
excellent place. Yeah, so Leaper, she wants to go hide her kids though first.
So, which she can do very quickly. She has a backup den not too far away, and
Okay.
she's basically able to get them to follow her. Maybe carries one of the slower ones in her mouth, and the other two follow her, and she disappears, and you don't see her for maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then she's back with no kits. This time they are all hidden safe and have instructions not to come out.
Right.
They have a snack in their burrow, and they won't come out. So they're safe for now, and she's ready to take you where you need to go.
All right. Well, Hazel will hop up on top and reach down and be like, Pearl, come on. Reaching for Marigold. Come on, hop up. Second nature to for her to hop up on a creature and ride it, so she just doesn't think about it being a fox.
My paw is shaking awful.
Oh, yeah.
I have Jerry's sword.
Jerry,
Goose
where are you
is
going to be on
excited.
this plan?
Jerry has to live. He's gonna have one of those quills.
Yep.
Yes, you give all the quills to Jerry. He'll be the messenger that Ocax has been slain.
All right. So you all hop on top of the fox. Goose and Hazel are probably the most comfortable. She's used to riding stuff, and Goose just thinks this is amazing, and he's always wanted adventure, and this is it. Poppy is not super thrilled to be going back to the spot where she said goodbye to Ragweed, but her resolve is strengthened knowing that she's doing this with friends, and she's doing this for Ragweed. So you ride. It does take several hours, ducking in and out. The fox does, you notice, tend to hide or hold still when there may be shadows overhead. It is kind of hot. So as you pass the marsh, she does pause to drink and checks to see if anyone else would like some water before she continues on her way.
Fill up the water skin. We paid good money for it, so.
As you are passing along the edge of Dimwood Forest, you do happen to hear crows not too far away. Poppy's wondering if it's his old watch tree and is hoping he's distracted enough, because you have one final dash up this grass hill to get towards this log.
Maybe we should. Leaper, how fast do you think we can get from here to that log if we disembarked now? Do you think you can do it
You
really
got
fast?
off?
Yeah.
For me to get there, or are you coming up too?
Yeah, just to clarify, out of character, does it look like with the crows making their noises, does that mean that it's possible that Mr. Alcox is literally nearby right now? Is that what that means?
Potentially up in his Dimwood watch tree.
So that's not here at Brannock Hill.
It's,
This is
how do
somewhere
I
else.
put this? Let's see if I can. He is nearby. He could see the top of the hill from this tree.
Oh, so it's important that we
You
dismount.
just don't know if he's paying attention or not at the moment.
Okay. We have to keep the fox concealed. We can't let him know that we have Leaper.
But if she were to be solo and you were to be separate, as long as he didn't notice you, yes, he could easily make a dash up the hill and into a log.
Okay, we should do that then, right?
She could potentially act like she was just out hunting something. The way they move, sniffing around and looking, and we could go one way and she could go the other, and maybe he would think that she was just out hunting for her kids.
Yeah. Well, or just break that line of sight so that it's not possible to see her. Whatever it takes, we can't make it seem like we're bringing a fox to come kill him.
Yeah, either way.
So, yeah, I guess we gotta get off and march up the hill.
Well, she let you off just next to the ditch alongside Tar Road. I'm going to see if I can draw this for you. I do believe I actually have this one. Let's see. But she drops you off. It is dead grass, slightly higher, so it should provide some cover mixed with brambles. There are absolutely no trees. It's mostly dead grass, and it is a bit hot, but the grass does help provide a little bit of shade. You have, let's see, blue may not show very well. Let's use this color. So there's Tar Road, which, that's not very thick, which winds back and forth. And then you have Bannock Hill, which is here. And this old watch tree of his that goes there, and you have a stump that's laying on the top of the hill. His other watch tree, and Poppy would know this, is over here. And that is where you hear the crows. Leaper is dropping you all off about... see if I can... there we go. Right here at the base of the hill next to the ditch. She's going to kind of zigzag through the dry grass and approach it from this angle so that she's not near you.
Great.
And she can zigzag through the grass and the brambles and find her best way up in a low visibility profile. It is thick enough it would be hard for him to see you unless he is focused on the hill. The fact that you hear the crows does mean they are bothering him.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's go ahead and head up to the...
And we have no line of sight of that tree where he's at. It's in the forest, correct? We can just hear it.
You can hear it. The grass is too tall for you to be able to see effectively. You could potentially see the tops of some of the trees, but it would be hard as a mouse to see him from this distance.
Right, okay. Yep. We'll just have to sneak our way up there quietly and quickly.
Bannock Hill is, like I said, it's covered in brambles, and there are some spots where it's bare. But for a large part, as long as you don't disturb the grass too much, you should be able to work your way up there. It would take you probably about 2 hours to get to the top of this hill. So if it took Leaper about 3 to 4 hours to get you here, it's probably about 2 in the afternoon. By the time you get to the top of the hill, it'll be about dinner time.
Right. That's not going to give us much time to make a trap, but we got to work with what we have.
It's summer. Early summer, so we are near the summer solstice.
True. We got lots of hours.
So you have probably another... Granted, you could get his attention before then, but you probably have another... If it's 2 o'clock, you have another 7 hours until dark. If you get up the hill at 4 or 5 o'clock, you're looking at maybe another 3 to 4 hours max of sunlight.
Yeah. All right.
The crows disappear when the sun starts to get low, though.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's go do it. Let's get everything ready at that log on the hill.
All right, who's our best navigator to lead us up the hill?
Poppy actually would know this hill quite well because she came
Right.
here with the ragweed frequently. It was the one time in the dark. She is thankful not to be climbing it alone. And you swear if you looked at her, you almost think you see her eyes glistening a bit. She pulls Ragweed's earring out of her pouch. She's been carrying it this whole time. She retrieved it during the meeting with her dad. It was in a pellet at the bottom of his tree. And she pops Ragweed's earring back in. She knows that Mr. Ocax will indeed recognize what it is and who it belonged to. And to her, it symbolizes Ragweed's sense of adventure and freedom and his bravery, and is a bit of him being with her. She is able to lead you up the hill. She knows mostly where the bald patches are and zigzags along a path that seems familiar to her. It takes her about 2.5 hours, so it's around dinner time, around 4:30, and she points and says, "It's just up ahead through the grass. That's where the stump is." Or not stump, I guess it's a log.
Well, we should go and start digging. Maybe tie some of the rope to the quill and get it tied off to a root and get everybody some leaves and get everything dug in. What do you say, Poppy? How would you like to maybe spend your last night? You want to dance? You want to make a fire? What do you think?
And that she looks at her. Let's set up a fire and dance.
All right.
We'll dance on this hill in the moonlight and the firelight, and there's no chance he won't see that.
I assume Marigold is probably. It would make sense that Marigold might be with Leaper, or either that or Hazel, whoever's casting invisibility. That was Marigold, though, right? No, it was
Yeah.
you.
Well, I've got invisibility now, so yeah, I was gonna say whatever the range of the tablet is, like I want to kind of be not quite at the maximum, but like towards that, so I'm back away, so I've got like clear, and I don't know if there's any kind of cover or anything for me to hide in there, if there's a rock.
Well, it's a huge hollow log.
Okay.
If you go up to it, you'll notice Leaper's currently tucked up inside of this log.
Okay.
Kind of resting away from the heat. It's a nice size. This used to be a great pine tree that was on top of this hill, but has long since died and fallen.
Okay.
And while starting to rot, it seems to still have pretty good structural integrity. It's not something Mr. Ocax could break through easily.
Okay. So it would be best to just hide in there then.
Yeah, you could hide and prep inside the log, but anything that needs to be done outside the log would be out in the open. But you can totally hide inside the log while prepping if needed. But you would probably need to light something. It would not be that visible from the outside because it's daytime outside, but
Right.
you could have a campfire going inside the log if you wanted, as long as it's not next to the edge.
Right, okay. I mean, aside from just trying to figure out the best place to locate myself, or when I need to think about using the bat magic, I'm not really sure what other preparations, aside from helping the others.
Now, are you planning, for clarification, are you planning to lure him to a spot in the center of the log, like in the middle? Or are you hoping to get him towards one of the ends? Like, are you trying to set up the attack at the opening of the log or in the middle to get him to come there?
Yeah, it would be hard for me to imagine an owl that would want to go into a log. Maybe I'm wrong, but so my thought was it would be, and this is also meant to happen really fast. Like this is all going to happen in 2 rounds or a matter of seconds. So, we're either going to perish or this fox is going to Sidewinder missile this thing like right away. And then magic's going to go off and it's going to get stabbed. So I say that to say I would imagine it would be the end of the log. Not in the middle of it. I mean, sure, it'd be great to have this thing go into a small space, but I don't think he's, just as a matter of time, I don't even think even if the log is open. Does that make sense to you all? Like this, we need this to happen real fast and be out in the open, and we need that fox to just, bam, hit it real fast.
Yeah, we have no guarantee that he would actually go into the middle of the log, but we could definitely lure him into the entrance of it for sure.
Yeah, that's part of the feature, right? Is to have the mouse at the end of the log so that, I'll just kill this mouse.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you guys, you two, are planning to kind of like dive into the log just as he attacks, right? That's the idea. You're going to be out in the open and then you're going to jump in.
Yeah.
He'll hopefully follow you a bit and realistically.
In which case, we could have, like you asked where Marigold would be. Marigold would probably be tucked inside the log, but only just, so that when she hears a signal from either Pearl or Poppy that he's coming, or she hears commotion from Leaper, she could quickly rush with her tablet in case needed, but you'd be unseen but still have cover to run into if needed, kind of thing. Plus, if he does make the decision for whatever reason to come into the log, you're already there and can act accordingly.
Yeah, true. If we're too far away, we might not be of any help.
Well, also it's very exposed on top of the hill.
Right, got you. Okay, so we just want to be further down in towards the middle of the log.
Yeah, you could be tucked in towards maybe a third of the way into the log, and that way he can't see you immediately, but you're close enough you could still run.
Right. Okay. And how about for visibility for us? Because once the sun sets, he's going to come out. It's going to be dark. How will we be able to see anything? Or you were saying we could potentially have a campfire going inside at that time safely, or would he see that?
They were talking about Pearl talked about having a campfire out to dance next to, which would give you visibility at the entrance.
Yes, that would work. Yeah.
If you're tucked into the log, you could always be ready to light a small fire if need be.
That's true. We have torches.
And have torches that are ready if need be. And he wouldn't know you were there right away. But
okay.
Leaper is able to see in the dark because she's usually a nocturnal hunter. So that she won't need that. But for you, maybe, yeah.
And she's going to stay hidden in the log too and then pounce from there?
Mm-hmm. Well, someone talked about doing invisibility on her, and depending on how many turns that is, she may not need to be in the log.
True.
Because if you get her a good 5, you could totally hang out outside the log and be watching for him because she knows where he likes to hang out.
I have 3 shots at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, her outside actually would be better because then he couldn't retreat.
Mm-hmm. Whereas if she doesn't have much invisibility, you'd have to cast it on her, and she would literally have to hold still, not move, and she'd get one shot at it before he knew exactly what it was that was going after him.
Yes.
So
that's going to be interesting.
And I think Ross said, again, this is an ambush. So with an ambush, did you say that damage is an automatic D12 for the initial hit?
It's at your discretion, but essentially anything that would enhance, any attack that would enhance in any way automatically goes to a D12. Anything that inhibits goes to a D4 automatically.
Okay. So the first couple strikes, unexpected strikes might be a D12, depending on how it happens.
When an attack is enhanced, roll D12. When it is impaired, roll D4.
Okay.
Hazel's absolutely terrified right now, but willing to try, just shaking in her little mouse boots because this is scary.
Marigold's like, we're doing this at night. We're doing it like the bats would do it.
Exactly.
This is when bat magic is strongest. We've got this.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So you wait, have a little nibble inside while you wait for dinner, and Lever's just kind of laying there. You can see her tail twitching, almost like she's impatient, and she just wants to get this done with because she'd rather be moving about freely. But she did make a promise, so she's going to take this owl down. And you could hear the crows on and off for a bit, but you start to hear them fading out, and the sky's starting to change colors and get a bit darker outside.
Have we? Sorry, I was up. Did we make the pit trap, or do we not
Oh.
think we have enough for that?
I think it would have meant being outside the stump on the hill.
Okay. Could Oliver, in the meantime, while everybody's doing their prep, could he try and use some of that twine to make like a mouse head high like tripwire inside the log,
Ooh.
just running along the length of the entrance?
Yes, he absolutely could.
Yep.
Okay.
He would totally have time, and he would have these ropes, or not making skill for twine to do that. So yes, there's a tripwire inside of the stump at mouse height, so you all can run under it easily without tripping it. But if Mr. Ocax were to try to follow you in the stump, Leaper has made note of where it is, so that she doesn't trip over it herself. She has plenty of clearance over it, but Mr. Ocax would likely not see that in his hurry if he were to chase you in.
And hopefully he initiates rage on turn 1 of combat and ignores everything.
All right. So you have a tripwire trap set. Anything else before we put the plan in motion?
Hazel wants to give both Poppy and Pearl a big hug and thank them for what they're going to do, and tell them that she has every faith that they're going to be successful, even though inside she's terrified it's not going to work. She's just going to be like, we can do this. This is for Ragweed and all the mice of Greyhouse.
Pearl's shaking. She's crying. And she hugs everybody. She hugs Jerry, too. I mean, like, especially Jerry, because, like, Jerry's her friend.
We're like the
Jerry. Okay. Yeah, we'll start a fire. So we start a fire, and I start dancing nervously at first, and then I get into it, and then I start to really get down, and I start dancing.
Poppy's trying to get relaxed dancing, but she keeps looking over her shoulder, which is the one thing that Ragweed wasn't doing that night he got taken. She's got in the back of her head, if I look like I'm having fun, but I'm on alert, can't get me. And she really doesn't want him to get Pearl, because that would be another friend. So she's kind of trying to keep an eye.
I think Hazel's going to, should I do the invisibility thing now? She's going to whisper to Marigold. Should I do it now? On Leaper?
Marigold said, go for it.
Okay. All right, so 1d6.
What was it? Yeah, 1d6.
All right, I'm scared.
Here we go.
1.
1.
Yep, she's invisible for 1 round.
So she's got, real quick. All right. So Leaper is invisible. You don't hear anything. except for the crickets in the night. But all of a sudden, you notice that Libra's fur kind of goes on edge and her scruff is standing up. Her entire body tenses. And without warning, she lunges forward into the dark.
Zoom.
You hear a very loud screech, a very angry, high-pitched screech, and some tussling in the grass. A few feathers float by, and next thing you know, you have a large hulking shape, barely outlined by the fire, with two large, glowing eyes staring straight at you, and this is not Leaper's face.
Oh no, Leaper.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
Just orphan fox babies.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you just did that. That's what you did tonight. Okay.
Be like-
Well, let's see if our mice die. So
You
Miracle?
didn't hear her yelp, so you're assuming she may be recovering from a blow or
Right.
from sliding. But it does not sound like she's out of place, so she is still likely there to assist, but she doesn't want to take you out while tussling with him, so she's likely re-angling.
I didn't ask this in time. What does that sword do there? What's that sword do?
Just so on one hand, if it's one-handed, it does D6 damage. If it's two-handed, it does D8. As
Okay.
for the other effects,
I thought it killed snakes.
if you roll critical, when you roll critical damage and saves with advantage, I'm just
Okay.
going off of just what I got, but I'm not sure if it's.
I
Let's
draw.
see if I can find it.
No, it's okay. Let's not worry about it. It'll soon not matter, or will. One of those two things will happen. So, anyways, Pearl draws
All
the
right.
sword and then tells tells Poppy. What does Poppy have? Does she have a sword? She has a sword.
Poppy
right?
has pulled her quill out, but
She has a quill.
she's holding it low down because she's hoping he doesn't see exactly
right.
what it is.
Yeah.
But she's ready to stab him with it if needed. She remembers she was very afraid of Irith, so she's hoping this can do some good.
Okay. Pearl looks at Poppy nervously and then looks back at the eyes, and then waits.
He has taken his wings and he's impossibly made himself even bigger. He is slowly walking towards you. He does a quick glance over his shoulder and charges
Okay.
at you.
All right. Mice arise.
Hazel's gonna look at Marigold and go, Marigold! The bat magic!
Marigold is going to... I don't know how to roll on this.
But by the way, can someone tell me what the darkness tablet does? Does
It
have
has,
rules?
real quick, the darkness tablet. Where did that go? Oh, here it is.
It creates
How many
a.
dice you roll, it creates
D6
twice.
times 2 inches of total darkness for D6 turns.
Okay.
But it's like magic darkness, so like you won't
Yeah.
be able
Yeah,
to see
it
in
is
it, not be
Pure
able to see
total,
out.
he can't see. He wouldn't be able to see through it, and neither would, what's your name? Leaper.
Yeah.
Oh, your sword, Pearl, you roll critical damage and you save with advantage.
Okay.
That is what you can do.
If anything, it makes more sense to give it to Pearl if she's going to be the bait, then yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Not sure. Oh, so she gets a 3. Woo! So if I remember right, that hits him for 3 damage. Was it? Where? Oh, plus the number of dice rolled, so 4. So you see lightning spark from the tablet, and it zaps him. He lets out a loud screech, and you now smell singed feathers, and upon closer look, you notice he's missing quite a few. And you also now see another pair of eyes glowing behind him, and you can tell these are leapers. Gauging how low they are to the ground, you can tell she is in a crouch or pounce position.
Maybe we should just attack. Just attack.
An all-out attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Leaper would.
Well, okay. Nothing changes for Poppy and Pearl, of course. They ready their weapons and wait.
Oliver will do the same. He'll wait on Leaper's turn. Whatever that might be. He'll leap, I guess.
Mr. Ocax is distracted by the party. Lieber is going to launch another attack from behind that she seems to have been forgotten about for the moment. He does pounce forward. The owl pitches forward, causing Pearl and Poppy to have to jump slightly to the side, but you saw her coming, so you were expecting her to jump. The owl lets out another loud screech, and he rolls and turns on Leaper, and you hear a fox yelp, and he disappears back into the darkness.
She does?
She does.
Okay.
You heard her yelp, and then she disappeared briefly. You now have a very, very angry owl. Whereas other creatures may have stopped at this point or fled, his hatred is quite visible in his glowing eyes, and he clearly wants every single one of you dead.
Oliver is going to take a shot with his bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Kill it. Kill the thing. Kill it with fire now. Fight.
That's a D6, right?
Yes. For a bow, let me see. I thought I wrote this damage down.
In fact, I don't think standing near this fire is a good idea. We have not triggered that trap. We should go and stab this thing and kill it now while we have a chance.
A bow does
Bless you.
D8 damage.
D8?
So you'd roll a D8.
Dang. I was thinking about D&D bows. Okay. There you go. 7 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Ocax had been getting ready to charge forward yet again toward Poppy and Pearl, who are not quite up yet from getting knocked over. He gets hit with this arrow out of nowhere. It has definitely hit a blood vessel. There is, you can tell his feathers are quite bloody, and he is getting significantly weaker. He, in his last-ditch effort, is desperately trying to flail with one of his talons to get Poppy, who currently is trying to scramble out of the way, but is not fast enough.
Gary, it's your time to shine. Go. Go in there.
Yeah, whose
They
turn?
pop.
Whose turn is it, as it were?
Oh,
Yeah, who's like of the characters in Mr. Ocax? Whose turn is it currently?
Let's see. So we've had the owl struck, the fox struck. We had Pearl, Poppy, and I think Oliver and Marigold attacked.
I haven't
We
attacked.
haven't had Hazel. Or no, Pearl hasn't attacked yet. That's right.
Yeah, or Poppy.
Pearl,
I don't
Poppy,
think.
Hazel. Poppy's on her back. She has a quill, so she's going to probably try to be.
I have a question about invisibility. It's one individual that you can cast it on. Make creature invisible for dice turns.
Yep.
You
Mhm.
could cast it on somebody else if you wanted to.
Yeah,
There's
well,
the danger of rolling a 6, but you could cast it on someone else.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about casting it on Poppy because she's in danger. But then Pearl's also in danger, so that's why I was wondering how many.
Well-
One at a time, unfortunately, I think.
Right.
Do Poppy.
Okay, I'll try.
She's
I'll
in
try.
the worst danger, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I will try. And hopefully this works. 2.
2.
So she's gonna go.
Okay.
she'll-
So Poppy disappears.
Nice.
The owl is, you kind of see his eyes blink in surprise, and he is quite shocked that she's gone. And now he's starting to look deeper into the log and take notice of quite how many mice he is up against.
Oh no.
At this
Okay.
point, he does decide to grab and run. So he scoots forward, and he's not sure where Poppy went. But he does try to pick up Pearl, and he's missing quite a few wing feathers, so he's trying to get off the ground, but he's having a hard time doing it.
This is probably a stupid idea, but Jerry wants to be able to use his fishing line to try to see if he can keep if he's gonna try climbing up, he's gonna try keep him pinned down, or add extra weight to his flight to keep him down, if that will help.
I will of course stab the owl. So here's my stabbing the owl. Of note, if it does critical damage, he would take only 2 damage. However, he also is injured, which makes him incapacitated.
Mm-hmm. He is bleeding quite heavily, and he has Pearl clutched, which to him seemed an advantage, but he did not realize Pearl carries sharp metal things on her. Pearl's blow hits his leg. He is now at the point of having lost too much blood, and Pearl's he's still holding you, but you notice the owl has now somewhat keeled over and seems to be flapping kind of erratically. He's still holding you, and you notice at this point too, that pair of eyes comes back. And let's see if I can find. It is indeed Leaper. She is very noticeably limping. But she comes over and does a bite that holds him still. He's trying to talk through muffled feathers, but you can kind of tell from what she's trying to express that he's dead. He's just twitching.
Oh wow, horrifying.
Yeah. So he can't hurt you anymore, but you are still being held.
Hazel's gonna run over and try to help free Pearl.
Yeah, the sword just clatters to the soil, and I'm like, please help me.
She's just gonna grab the talon and try to like pry it
Yeah.
free.
Oliver will come help too.
Okay. You are able to pry Pearl out of his grasp. The fox is, when she sees Pearl is free, she basically grabs him and then hauls him off behind a tree to
Do her business.
Well, she take care of the body for now.
Do something that suddenly is a little more above PG.
We need we need a head feather before she takes the owl away.
Well, she's not taking him away. She's just putting him
she's just
down
putting him
nearby. So she basically just kind of moved it so that the party doesn't have to deal with him right now. And
Hazel's running after. We need a head feather. We need a head feather. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, okay.
She kind of limps back. You do notice she did, the reason for her earlier yelp, she did get a nasty cut across one of her front legs while dealing with Mr. Ocax. But she kind of lays down next to all of you and is nosing Pearl, especially, trying to make sure that her new little mouse friends are okay. Normally she'd eat you, but she feels kind of bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna make her feel worse. I start just bawling, crying. I hug all my mouse friends. That was awful.
A lot of us are crying. Hazel's crying.
So, how do you guys feel about killing your tyrant overlord?
And Poppy is now visible again. You had like a little ghost hug for a second, and she's... Pearl! Are you okay, Pearl? I'm so sorry!
Yeah, I hug her too.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug everybody. Poppy, I thought you were a goner for sure. I'm so glad you managed to get away from Mr. Ocax. I'm sorry you got grabbed, Pearl. I could only do one at a time.
Goose is kind of standing there in shock. Wait, that's it then? He's actually dead.
It's dead. He's dead.
I look at Jerry. Jerry, does this mean everything bad will stop? Will everything be better now?
Well, I don't know about that, but you honestly say this much. At least, like the whole Dimwood, the whole place is officially better now that Mr. Ocax is dead. So for the most part, yes, everything is mostly better now. Maybe not fully better, but mostly better.
Okay, now it's time to unite the Mouse Kingdoms under the banner of the Bat Lord.
And now Marigold's wait. You go out again at night. Do you know what this means? We can find the bats! And she's still clutching the magic missile tablet, but she's so excited.
It's not going to go off, is it? Or like lower her paws down like she has a gun.
Oh, sorry. And now she's kind of looking up to see if she can see a bat up in the sky.
Well, I want to go back to Creekside and go to the tavern and have some food. Maybe a long sleep.
I actually got an idea. Since we're grabbing a feather to show off to everybody that
we have to do the Blue Jays anyways. Or is it the Blue Jays? Yeah. So.
Yeah. What if we gather what feathers are
And
left?
the squirrels wanted proof too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just going to go on a huge parade with all these feathers. But
like some gruesome Roman victory. You just come back with a dead owl and just show everybody.
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have asked for his head. So, I mean, feathers isn't that bad.
That's true. This is more PG, so.
Yeah, we'll just pluck him really good.
Yeah, we can make like padding for the beetles, and we can just ride the beetles back. That's what I was thinking. Like we have proof. We're riding on proof that
Pearl
the
could
owl is
have an
dead.
owl quill pen to write the story.
Ooh, cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
And feathers. Since the owl feathers are thicker, maybe we can bring enough back for everybody to have like semi-medium armor. Maybe we could craft. I don't know.
I don't know, but let's get out of here.
Yes, let's go back.
Get our owl feathers and go.
I guess we should sleep in the log, as gross as that is, because it's nighttime. It's not like we've defeated. There's what was that other thing out there? There was another one.
The badger.
A
the
hawk.
honey badger.
There's a hawk.
A daytime hawk, yes.
Hawks are daytime.
God.
Oh, okay, good.
But there's always.
Bobby does
cats
not
and
want to
there's-
sleep on this hill, though. She
That's
doesn't want to
true. Yeah,
sleep
let's
up
get
here.
out of here.
Yeah.
The fox is injured, though, so either you'll have to walk somewhere, or if you're wanting to ride her, she may need some healing first.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oliver wanted to treat her wounds anyway.
Oh yeah.
If there's anything, I'd have to roll for that. Treat
Um,
our hero.
we do have a heal tablet.
Oh,
Otherwise, I'm trying to remember. Conditions clear with a long rest. If you were to say, go somewhere nearby to sleep for the night.
How far is it back to Greyhouse?
Greyhouse would be from this hill. At mouse pace, it'd be about 4 hours.
Oh, okay. It's not that close.
Well, let's just use the tablet. We want to
Yeah.
help. We want to help her anyway.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. She made a great sacrifice for us. So
Okay. So Marigold can use the heal tablet unless anyone else wants to.
You don't want to try it.
Oliver.
You don't want to try it, Hazel?
Oh, would you like me to roll for the healing tablet? I don't have it, but I'm quite willing to try.
Yes, you could try it.
Okay.
It would be a D6.
Watch me roll a 6 now.
Hopefully not.
3.
Oh, 3. Okay, so you remove the injured condition, and she is mostly better. She kind of stretches her leg a bit. She's still amazed after being healed twice by this mouse magic. She can't.
Bat magic.
Bat magic.
Bat magic.
that-
Corrects herself. Bat magic. But wait, you're not bats. And she's
No.
very good. at
Not
it.
yet. Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.